Hello, friends. I am Mario Padilla. Today, I wanted to do a follow up video on a social media post that I posted back in November of 2021. In that post, I talked about the state of my mental health, my struggles with discovering that I was dealing with depression and anxiety, and how I was handling it as a Latino who has never talked about depression, anxiety, or mental health. I didn't even know what that meant. I've never talked about it before, like ever. So hang in here with me. We're in for a little bit of a long video today, but I really wanted to have this conversation with you as a follow-up to that post. So once again, going back to that post, guys, I posted back in November about my mental state, about challenges that I was going through and things that I was dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And really what brought up the follow-up video today is that I was hanging out with a colleague. We were strategizing on business, and they informed me that this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I did not know that. So I figured what better time to share an update on how I'm dealing with it and give you my thoughts on my journey and how I've been coming along and how I deal with my anxiety when it begins to creep up. So with that being said, guys, let me start off by telling you that I am blessed, right? I am blessed. I am blessed to be alive. I am blessed to be breathing. I feel that a lot of the times I forget that that is the greatest gift of all, right? To be healthy and to be alive. And I want to live my life through positivity and faith, always staying thankful for another day on this beautiful planet and another opportunity to make an impact on a day-to-day basis. So I've been working to be healthier. I've been trying to work out more. I've been trying to be a better version of myself day after day. And with that comes a lot of challenges, right? All the little things in life, all the things that stress us out. So for me, working out, trying to be healthier, it comes with being sore, right? I've been on my bike a lot more, being sore from riding. It's springtime here in Maryland, and my allergies are going absolutely nuts. I'm busy with work. I'm busy with kids' activities, with all the relationships that we have going on. And these things, they cause me a ton of stress. But I have to remind myself, despite all of that, that I am blessed, right? Remind myself that these challenges give me room for growth, room for improvement, and the ability to better myself. These challenges remind me that I am alive and that I can smell the flowers and watch the grass grow and the trees bloom. Right? So with that being said, guys, these problems, they remind me that I am a fraction of the population that is alive and breathing today. So with that, understand that we are blessed, right? See, many times we get caught up in the negativity and in our problems, right? We watch the news, we're on social media, we have negative people in our lives that are a constant reminder of everything that is going wrong in the world and in our lives. So much so that we forget about everything that is going right, or simply just going. Right? A lot of the times we want things to be completely perfect when they really don't need to be perfect. They just don't need to be royally screwed up, right? So recently I read a passage that stuck with me because that passage said that life is like a river, right? And a river has a current that never goes backwards. And in every river, you will have obstacles that obstruct the flow of the water. but no matter what, that water does not stop flowing. It does not stop moving. Water will carve its way through boulders in order to keep flowing. And to me, that was huge, right? Because it is a great metaphor for life. It is a great metaphor to remind us that things don't stop when we get into trouble, when we come across a challenge that we're facing, right? And many times in our mind, I know that in my mind, I may have little problems that I make these huge problems, right? I feed them all of my energy, and in turn, these problems, they end up becoming this giant monster that I have to control. And so through my journey of learning how to deal with my challenges, I read that our problems are 10% about what happens and 90% of how I react. Now, at the beginning, I thought that sounded crazy. Believe me, it felt like it was telling me to downplay my problems, or that my problems shouldn't be a reason for me to worry or to have anxiety. And I felt that was a lie. And you know what I'm saying is some problems are severe and some problems do require all of our attention. But despite that, those problems, they are what you make them, right? And so growing up Catholic, growing up in a Catholic household, I was never really into spirituality. I never embraced my religion. I knew in my heart that there was or is something greater than us. I knew that there was a force in our lives that makes the world go round, but I never accepted it until I was in trouble, right? Until I was in some sort of difficulty where I was looking for mercy, where I was looking for forgiveness, right? I was that stereotypical kid that was running to God and saying, "Dear God, please help me. Please fix my problem. And if you do so, I promise that I am going to be a better person. I am going to be a better Christian." And for some odd reason, the universe always listened, and the universe always found a way to fix the problem and work it out, right? And the crazy thing is that maybe sometimes it didn't always work in my favor or in the way that I thought that it would work out. But the even crazier thing is that despite that, any challenge that I was in, once it was fixed, I would forget, right? I would forget that I was asking for forgiveness, that I was asking for mercy, and I would just move on and go about my day. But now I'm in my mid-30s, right? I'm married. I have 2 beautiful children. I have pets. I have my parents that I'm so blessed that are still with me today, healthy and breathing. You know, I've got financial responsibility, a business with amazing clients that trust me and count on me for guidance. And I find myself more and more often looking for that comfort, looking for answers and looking for guidance a lot more often than I ever had before. And so sometimes, you know, I'm just looking for strength, right? I'm asking, "Lord, please give me strength so I don't jack up these kids when they're acting up." Other times, I'm on the brink of an anxiety attack, guys. I'm looking for solutions to a challenge that I may be encountering. Give you an example, I may have a client who's entrusted me with their entire family, their home, their biggest asset, and things may not be going the way that I planned, the way that I expected them to, right? And so in that moment, I realized that it's 90-10, right? It's 90-10. I have to realize that it all falls on me, on how I react to that situation, my ability to realize what the challenge is at hand, and my ability to take a step back and assess the situation and find the solutions, to not fall into that negative space, that pity party, giving up that energy, feeling sorry or complaining, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here preaching to you to become religious, because I sure am not. That is something that I am working on. My spirituality, my relationship with my higher being is something that I'm working on. And so today, really, what I wanted to discuss with you are the 5 things that I try to do on a daily basis to really keep my mental state in a positive place, and in a place where I feel that I am being a help to others, or that I am being encouraging to others, right? Because ultimately what we put out into the universe is what we get back. And if we're putting out that negativity, if we're putting out that, that ugly emotion, that's what we're going to get back, right? Life is like a mirror. And so for me, working on these 5 things and really, really digging deep to develop these 5 habits have really helped me with my mental state. So with that being said, let's get into it. So number one habit, I should say, that I have been working on, and it's been really hard, right? But that I have been working on is positivity, right? Keeping a positive attitude even when you are faced with adversity is going to help you out no matter the situation. You are responsible for being your biggest cheerleader, right? Be your family and your friends' biggest cheerleader. Shower them with positivity, because if you do that and you live your life in a positive way, it is going to help you in all areas of your life. And it's not always easy to stay positive. I know that. Believe me, I know that, especially on days when you don't want to get out of bed, or on days that you're facing challenges, or your boss, or, your coworkers, or your spouse, you're not seeing eye to eye with them. But positivity, my friends, is one of the biggest things, one of the biggest habits that you could develop that's going to help you. Number 2 for me is faith, right? And so once again, I don't necessarily mean religion, but faith. Living your life through faith and not fear. Remembering that your problems is 90% how you react to it, and 10% about what actually happened, right? Making sure that you don't spend all of your energy reacting negatively, because reacting negatively will take away from that hard-earned energy that you could be using to problem solve and to manage your emotions. And you're giving that monster in your mind the food that it needs to grow, right? And so living through faith is having that mental state that says, it's going to be okay, right? There's something greater than me, and I know that things will work out. So that habit of living through faith and not fear has really helped me when I face challenges. Habit number 3 for me that has been very, very instrumental in helping me manage my anxiety and manage my emotions has been meditation and breath work. Right. And so if you would have talked to me around this time last year and you would have talked to me about meditation and breath work, I probably would have told you that you're crazy. But you will be surprised how much of an impact it makes to take a few minutes to disconnect from everything, with the exception of this app that I'm going to give you, but to take a few minutes to disconnect from everything and listen to a guided meditation, and to breathe, right? As simple as that sounds, it makes a world of difference. And so for me, the meditation and the breath work actually came through the guidance of my therapist. My therapist, going through sessions, recommended that I use the Calm app, Calm, C-A-L-M. So the Calm app has a series of meditations. They are guided and they walk you through breath work, and usually they're about, 5 to 10 minutes. And I can't even begin to tell you the world of difference that it has made for me when I begin to feel that anxiety building up, when I begin to get really overwhelmed and stressed out, to take that time to meditate and to breathe. And it really just helps me with the ability to think clearly and to manage my emotions. So meditation and breath work has been huge for me, and I would definitely encourage you to explore it as well. Number 4 for me has been my support system, right? So, like I told you at the beginning, I've never really talked to people about my issues, never talked about anxiety. Latinos, man, we're prideful, right? We live with it here, and we don't share. So for me, that has been huge, right? Understanding that you can't take on everything alone, and that sometimes you just need that person to spill the tea to, right? Whether it's a partner, a friend, a family member, a therapist, a pastor, a colleague, that random person that you just met at the bus stop, whoever it may be, you really, really need to build that support system, because the more you hold things in, the more that monster has to feed off of, right? And so when you put things out into the universe, it allows you to see them through a different light. That time that you've had that thought that once you say it out loud, you realize, well, damn, that actually sounds a lot sillier once I've said it out loud than it did in my mind. And so that support system, guys, I'll tell you, you'll be surprised, right? You'll be really surprised at who is going to be part of your support system that's going to make the biggest impact. I know from me, going back to that post in November of 2021, I had dozens of people reach out to me, whether it was a phone call, a written note, a DM, a book that was sent to me. But some folks just really made a huge difference in the way that I was feeling, and I was able to vocalize some of my issues with them and get experiences that they had that I really didn't know. So your support system, I encourage you to build it, find it, work on it. It's not easy. You have to be comfortable getting uncomfortable to talk about some of the challenges that you're facing, but don't take on them alone. All right. Don't take on them alone. And number 5, guys, number 5 is really important to me because I really didn't realize that it was even a thing, right? I didn't realize that it was a thing. So number 5 for me is to protect your energy, right? That energy that lives inside you is a living, breathing thing, and you have to stay away from and eliminate the negativity in your life, right? Whether it's a friend, who you may say something to and is always really negative, whether it's a family member who you tell them about a success that you had and all they do is respond to you with negativity, right? Whether it's the news that you're watching, the news cycle that's just causing that anxiety, or maybe it's that person on social media that you follow and everything that they post just doesn't sit right with you, right? Maybe you're comparing yourself to them. Maybe you feel like you're not doing enough because of the way that they portray their reality. And so what I would do is that I would encourage you to get rid of anything that drains your energy. Just get rid of it, right? It's not worth it. I read somewhere that you can't be everything for everyone and they can't be everything for you. So with that being said, if there is something that is draining you of your negativity, you got to get rid of it, right? You got to protect your energy. Like I said before, life is like a mirror. You will get back what you put out. And protecting your energy, like I said, I didn't even know that it was a thing, but it is, and it's a very important thing, right? So I'm going to recap those 5 for you. For me, number 1 is positivity. Number 2 is faith, living through faith and not fear. Number 3 is going to be meditation and breath work. Makes a huge world of difference, and I would encourage you to look into it. Number 4 is finding, building, motivating, and encouraging that support system. You don't have to take on things alone. And then number 5 is protecting your energy. Very, very important that you do that. So once again, with that being said, my people, if you stayed through this video with me, guard your energy, guard your positivity, love hard, have fun, be free. Most importantly, be like the river. Always keep your current flowing. My friends, your problems, react to them in the right way. Keep in mind that when your heart stops beating, those problems will become irrelevant pretty damn quick. With that being said, my friends, know that I'm here for you. I love you. If there's ever anything that I can do for you, you know where to find me. I'm not a hard person to find. So take care and have a blessed day.